everybody. My name is Sandy Dale. I'm a physical therapist, and I'm here to give you some suggestions to help reduce the stress on your body as you go through your workday. So let's take 5 minutes to come up with a plan to help keep your body healthy and happy throughout the day. One of the most important things that we can do to reduce the load on our body is to maintain good posture. So let me show you what that looks like. When I'm in a good sitting posture, my lower back should be slightly arched, chest is lifted, my shoulders are down away from my ears and slightly back, and I want to make sure my chin is pulled back so that my ears are right above my shoulders. When we're in a good posture, we're going to minimize the stress on our ligaments, our joints, our muscles, and on the discs in our spine. Now let me show you what not so good posture looks like. So you see, when I allowed my lower back to collapse, it made everything else fall apart. My chest dropped, my shoulders came forward and rounded, my chin poked forward. It's going to create a whole lot of stress on all those structures I just talked about. In particular, the load that goes through the discs in our spine increases significantly when we are in poor postures. So what we know from studies is that when I'm in this rounded posture, the load on the discs of my lower back is increased by more than 30%. And the load that goes through my upper back and neck goes from 10 pounds when I'm here to 40 pounds when I'm here. And it gets worse. So if I decide to drop my head down, for example, if I'm texting or reading, maybe if my laptop is literally on my lap and my head is down, the load is increased to 60 pounds. So please avoid those postures. Now, it's not easy to sit up tall, so let's use some tools to help us with that. If I take a towel, fold it up or rolled a bit, I can place it in the small of my back, just above my belt line. That's going to hold me in that nice posture. Even if I wanted to slouch, I'm only going to get so far. So use towels or pillows to help support yourself. Especially if you're going to sit in soft furniture like a couch. I don't recommend it, but I'm aware that people are doing it. So just make sure you support your back nicely if you're going to do that, and don't spend a lot of time there. Okay, let's look at your workstation setup. So the first thing you want to think about is the height of your chair, and it should be at a height that your knees are in line with your hips or slightly below your hips. That just helps you to sit up nice and tall without using a lot of energy. I want to make sure I'm close enough to my keyboard that when I'm reaching for my keyboard, my elbows stay by my side and at about a 90-degree angle. Same thing applies to the mouse. If you're going to use a mouse, make sure it's close enough to your keyboard that you don't have to reach away. When we start to reach way out here with our mouse, you can see it pulls me into an asymmetrical posture. It throws my chin forward. So you really want to make sure you keep that mouse close by your side. And then we want to think about the screen. I like to tip my screen a little bit forward, which allows me to glance down with my eyes without moving my head and neck. What a lot of people do is they hold their screen in a vertical position like this, and that tends to make us sort of lean back and drop our head, which you can see is not good. If you're going to work with written materials, instead of having those materials down here where I have to lean forward and keep moving my head back and forth, what you want to do is prop it up. I'm going to use this cone because I just so happen to have a cone handy. Most people don't have a cone sitting around their house, but whatever you can find to prop up your material, now I can go from my screen to the written material without really having to change my posture. If you're going to use a desktop, just make sure the top part of your screen is at eye level or slightly below. And you want that screen to be about arm's length from you or a little bit closer depending on your vision. I also recommend that you create a standing station at home. So that can be done by placing your laptop on a countertop or maybe an ironing board. What I did is I just piled up some boxes here on top of the table. All the same rules apply. I want my elbows close to my body and at a 90-degree angle. Mouse is close to my body or close to your keyboard, and that screen is tipped so that I can just glance down with my eyes. So definitely plan on doing some of your work in standing. And don't forget to get up every 45 to 60 minutes to move around, get the blood flow, do some stretching. Be safe, everyone. I hope this information has been helpful for you. Now get to work.